What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Counterpunch prediction live stream. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I'm a little off today, but it's all good. If you're new to these, my name is Lucas. The man to my side, his name is Rohan. Rohan, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm looking forward to another pay-per-view. Remember the main event against Della Maddalena. It's a pretty decent card. Settling in back home, so I'm pretty good personally. I'm just excited to watch a good card, coming up. I think the last one was pretty good, pretty decent. Had some nice fights on it, and this one should not disappoint either. I think we getting former champs on it as well, man. I'm very excited. How about you? How you doing?
I mean, it's a pretty shit pay-per-view, to be honest.
Hey, we got name value. Valentina, don't disrespect. Alexa Grasso, former champions. I mean, hey, it's decent.
We got moderator Theo in the chat. Knicks in 5.
Why is 5, man?
Calling out the 4. The Knicks in 4. That's sweet.
That's getting ambitious, but I can't believe that game won. We can talk about that for days, man. We're both Knicks fans over here, so huge win for us last night. But yeah, man, that should set us up good for this weekend.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna just hop right into it. It's a pretty weak card, honestly, when it comes to a pay-per-view. But the main event, I'm actually really looking forward to. I think it's a clash of weird styles, and
yeah, for sure.
When it's tough to predict the outcome, I enjoy those fights because you really don't know what's gonna happen. Like when have we really, or personally, like Volkanovski, I was very confident he was gonna beat Lopez. I was very excited for the fight, but like I kind of knew, Same thing with Ankalaev. Placed a bet on him. I was confident he would get the job done. Same with Dricus. I guess Merab Umar was a good one, and then Islam destroyed Renato. But this is it's a clash of styles. I have my pick, and I'm actually relatively confident in my pick, but it's a clash of styles, and I'm really looking forward to it. EG saying 2 female fights in the main card. Too much disrespect on Canada. That's what Canada gets, honestly. They probably love it over there. All right. Let's get into it. Boom. UFC 315. Let's start with the first fight of the card. Brad Katona versus Bekzat Almakhan. With Almakhan, it's weird because we've seen so little of him, but at the same time, it feels like we know so much because, he goes out there, he fucking drops Umar Nurmagomedov badly in the first round. That was his debut fight, by the way. His only fight in the UFC. And after that, he kind of, I don't know, it was just Umar was much better, but Bekzat, he hung in there, which was very, very impressive. And I think this guy's pretty damn good. And I think he probably beats Katona here. Katona is a guy that I've bet on in the past. I bet on him. I think I bet against him in the Gibson fight. I bet on him in the Armfield fight. Fucked me there. I thought he won, though, to be honest. I thought he won the Armfield fight. I stayed away from him against Butler. He's like -1,000. And then loses to Jean Matsumoto. I did bet Jean Matsumoto there. That was a good bet. I think he's getting older. At this weight, at his age, I think it's going to be tough for him to keep up that style of just insane pace and pressure in wrestling. And I think Bekzat's really good. He's young, and I just think he's going to be a little bit better everywhere. And I also think he has all the finishing potential here. I know the line says -180 here. If it's still -200, I'd probably bet it. No, -160 I can get on Bet Online. I think Bekzat gets it done. I know we haven't seen a lot, but I do think he will.
Yeah, he probably should. I guess I am of the opinion that a little bit too much has been made of that Umar knockdown, I guess, because, it did come in like a bit of a weird position. Umar kind of just lost himself defensively for a second and put himself in a weird spot, and it was just a pretty regular overhand that landed for Bekzat to put him down. But he did hold his own technically, but for the end of that fight, the last 2 rounds or however long he lost it, I forgot if he got finished or not, but it was just domination from back control to mount. So we didn't really learn a lot about Bekzat in that fight, in my opinion. And it's not like he's fought a great level of competition outside of that fight. Obviously that was his debut on short notice and whatnot, but before that, there's no name value there at all. I think Brad Katona is the far more proven guy in the UFC, and I just think that I do kind of see a path for him if the wrestling of Bekzat isn't up to par, isn't what we believe it can be, because we didn't see it on display against Umar. So I think there is a path for Brad Katona to kind of use that offensive wrestling to make Bekzat uncomfortable. And the thing about it is, I think Bekzat is so low volume on the feet that Brad might be able to just implement the offensive pressure more than we expected. I think that line is a little overblown. I know there's age concerns, there's durability concerns, but I mean, he really hasn't been finished ever. So there's not really too many durability concerns. I guess it's just because if we're thinking about the Bexot power for something that it might be, because based on that knockout or knockdown that he had on Umar, I just think that there is a path for Brad Katona here. I think the line is a bit wide, so I'm tempted to pick him by decision. Not a strong pick, but I'll lean Brad Katona.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is if you pick Katona, and I understand that he does have a path, and I agree with that, but like it's one path and one path only. Like I can see Bexot winning early. I can see him stuffing the takedowns.
He's never been finished. So the volume concerns I have on the Bexot side are really why I'm considering Katona more, because in the Umar fight, like they were very kind of just, stagnant for that first part of that first round until the knockdown happened, which forced the ground exchange, and we didn't really again see anything positive from that. So I don't know where the striking level is, but maybe we're surprised, and maybe he's made a lot of improvements since then. So we'll see. I think it's a tough fight to call, though, tougher than the line suggests, in my opinion.
I mean, it's Umar Nurmagomedov, and he took that fight on like very short notice, I believe. So
again, yeah, that's the thing. That's the asterisk there, but we didn't really learn too much in my eyes, so it's tough to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bexot. I think I think he could be good, and I think he could be a ranked fighter. I'm excited to see. Now we'll really see where he is. He's facing a guy in Katona who's a pretty grizzled vet. So
yeah,
my boy Banks and Bill Lyle.
Oh no, bro! Of course he's tuned in for this one. Oh man, oh man.
My boy Justin Nixon 6. We got all the Knicks fans in the chat. Even moderator Theo made his appearance for the one time. Shout out the Knicks, man. Since Gary won, I forgot about this. Can we see Lucas submit?
We gotta make a little short about that or something. No, we just gotta let us grapple, and just see who submits who. I think that's what we should do. Right, just a little sparring.
That wasn't the bad. Adam saying I'm leading Bexot. Yeah, especially I'm thinking the same thing. FBA saying I remembered. Yeah, he did remember. I thank you, FBA. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Next one we got. How many fights we got on this card, by the way? 12. Okay. We got Daniel Santos, Young Lee. I think Daniel Santos, I'm pretty sure he's moving up in weight here, and he's also taking on a short notice, but he had a fight like 2 weeks ago that got canceled. He looked like oddly out of shape when I remember he arrived at fight week, first fight 2 or 3 weeks ago, and like he looked like not like the previous Daniel Santos we saw. Like he looked a little bit out of shape. I think this guy's really good. I mean, that KO against Castaneda was sick. Johnny Munoz fight. Johnny Munoz is just the most annoying fucking fighter ever. So bad and just holds on to you for dear life. Yeah, I just don't know. We haven't seen Santos in 2 years, right? Yeah. When was the last time? It's been 2 years. He looked like shit a few weeks ago. I actually want to look. I want to look at his Instagram right now because it was a little concerning. Like, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but he looked somewhat out of shape. I mean, I think if he comes into this fight, in shape, I think he wins. Let's see. Sorry, my fucking connection is just shit all of a sudden. Okay. Right now, he's looking all right. I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned just because of how he looked in that one photo that I saw. But I still feel like he should probably win this fight. I just think he's all in all is just probably better everywhere. We saw Young Lee. Like I bet on Hyder Emil in that fight, big plus money, and Young Lee wanted to go to war and he just got swarmed. I don't know. It's tough. We're really gonna find out where Daniel Santos is with this fight. Low confidence, but I just think Santos is just probably more dangerous. Maybe. I mean, Young Lee hits hard. He's willing to get in a war. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's tough because then
this one's freaking tough.
You look at the tail of the tape, and Young Lee is a 6-inch reach advantage, 3-inch height advantage, and Santos is like I won't call him a point fighter, but he's very technical, and I don't know if Young Lee is going to allow him to do that. So I don't know. Low confidence Santos, but I don't know with this one. Oh, Rohan's gone. Now he's back.
I'm back. Yeah, no, this is really. I really don't know. I don't know how you can feel confident in either of these guys. because I mean Santos, like you just laid out all the concerns about the time off, the just level of competition, I guess, for both guys. But really, that last fight for Lee, he just looked like he wanted to get the fight over with as quick as possible. I mean, him and Emil both have crazy chins, because even that it says TKO on that, but man, he was still standing when the ref called the fight, because it was just nonstop. Both of them just swinging, swinging, swinging. It was literally, I mean, it was insane. But I do think that, the power of Lee is going to be something to watch out for in this fight, because Santos, I feel like you can't trust him to be the same guy that he was. And I mean, I'm looking at the amount of, pullouts that he's had in his career. Like, he is just always, canceling fights. And I mean, I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's like, chronic health concerns that are kind of hindering his career here. But I don't know if you can feel confident at all in Daniel Santos to win this fight, unless Lee, just goes out there and I don't know, tries to kill him again and gets caught. I just think that there's a finishing potential on both sides of this fight. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the better overall MMA fighter is Santos, the more skilled guy. But overall, I can't feel confident picking him with all the asterisks. So I'll take Lee by knockout, but not confident whatsoever in that pick at all.
Yeah, you low-key got me wanting to lean towards Lee. I don't know, guys. Like,
because the way he was swinging, it was like he had supreme confidence that he was not going to get knocked out no matter what. And he didn't really get knocked out. He got technically knocked out, but like Emil's chin is crazy too. Emil's chin is like a block. He got that Steve from Minecraft.
I think Emil's really good. I think Emil's really good. So.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know where Santos is in his career. It's hard to pick him, but it's, again, not a confident pick in Lee. I'll just lean him just because of the activity, I guess, but and the power in his hand. I think he does hit really hard. So yeah, it could be a crazy fight.
It's a super tough one for me to call, but I think I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to go Lee, but probably no bet. Actually, he is a dog.
Yo, Lee finish only, bro.
Now the line's even. I saw Santos like minus 160, I think. And now
man, people are getting concerned. I don't know if he looks well. They didn't make the scales yet. They didn't hit the scales yet, so we'll see how he looks later in the week, I guess.
Yeah,
and make our decision based off that.
For sure. Oh my God, this next fight is.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Before we get into that, we got some chats. We got our boy Adams and Lou killing it with the main event picks. Yeah, I haven't missed one in like fucking 2 months. It's kind of crazy. We're cooking right now. This is gonna be a risky one though. That's all I'll tease. This is a risky one.
Well, basically.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Can't trust a Korean over Brazilian.
What does that mean?
Yeah, respectable logic. I respect it, but I don't know. It's a close fight. My boy Ashton, man, bad. Fuck the C's, man. Fuck the C's. He's gonna be back for the Burns Morales fight.
That fight is so funny too.
Get out of here. I don't. You're banned from the chat. FBA saying out of pick'em, this is Santos all day. Yeah, I just don't know. We haven't seen Santos. I mean, we saw him fight Castaneda. I guess Castaneda is probably better than generally, but I don't want to do MMA math here. I don't know. I don't know where he hasn't fought in 2 years. I just don't know where he is right now. So I'm staying away. Even line makes sense to me. Daniel Santos never been finished. True. But Jung Lee hits hard. He does hit hard now that I think about it. Yeah, he hits hard as fuck. All right, let's move on. Marc Andre and Bruno Silva. There's gonna be a few fights on this card where I'm just gonna not say anything about. I mean, these guys out of their last 7 fights, 7 losses. Marc Andre got knocked out by Stolfsis.
How is that even possible?
I think Marc Andre's chin is gone, to be honest. But I think Bruno Silva is, I mean, beyond washed. So yeah, I'm just gonna. It's who's more washed. I think Silva's just not. I think he's just there to collect a check. I'm surprised he's still in the UFC, 4 straight losses.
Yeah, no, he's probably gonna get cut after this one.
I think he's there just to get his money and leave. And we saw Marc Andre go to a split with Chris Curtis, pretty respectable. KO'd by Pyfer. I mean, his no chin plus Pyfer's power is just a recipe for disaster. And then that Stolfsus loss was pretty bad. But I still think he has just enough left to beat Bruno Silva. I mean, if this fight was 4 years ago, I'm taking Bruno Silva by knockout, but Silva's just awful. So, yeah, not a lot to say. I'm going to go Marc Andre, though. I think he wins.
Yeah, I'm nothing really else to add to that, but I'll take Burial as well. I just think that the volume will probably be higher on his side than Silva. He just looked like he doesn't want to be in there the past, few times that he's been in the octagon, to be honest with you. So I think, yeah, the safer pick is Burial, especially at home in Canada. He'll have the home cook in there. So I think, yeah, he's got to be the pick. But this is a horrible fight.
Yeah, this fight sucks.
It's a horrible fight.
I feel like it could be pretty fun though. Maybe.
It could, there's a high finishing potential for both guys, but yeah, it's just like the skill level, it's not going to be high.
Yeah, Barry Altschin is just
It's wild. Yeah, Stoltzfus, how do you get knocked out by Stoltzfus? He doesn't even hit hard.
I forgot about that fight, to be honest. Did you watch tape on that one? I completely
Bro, I didn't watch tape, but I just looked at the record. I watched back the Curtis fight. That's the one I caught. But again, that probably wasn't even the best fight to watch because that was longer than the rest of it. It was a while ago at this point. But I just know based on what I've seen from Bruno Silva, especially that Weidman fight, and the Piper fight was recent enough that we know, and Joe has that kind of power in his hands. You're not going to blame him too much. But I just think the volume is really going to favor Burial here. Because Silva, yeah, he just doesn't look like he wants to fight. Like you said, he's there to pick up a check. So, yeah, this next one's better.
Too much yap about a bullshit fight. Renfree saying JDM by KO in 3 or 4.
Hey man, we get there soon. We're
gonna be there. We're gonna be there very soon, probably in about 20 minutes. So stay tuned to what we got to say about that one. Silva's get the fuck out of here. All right, Navajo Sterling, Ivan Urslan. I haven't looked at the line yet on this one. What's the line? Urslan only minus 265. I actually assumed he was going to be a little bit bigger of a favorite.
Yeah, he opened like that. I thought the line would move too.
Urslan lost a split to Kudalaba in his debut. Before that was just in KSW having a blast. Sterling has just fought like the two worst fighters he could have possibly fought in his contender series in UFC fight. He fights Philip Latu, who's just like a fat dude. Talks about. Then he fights Tuco Tokos, who's just like a decent fat dude and just beats the shit out of Tuco Tokos, but just didn't finish him. And the lack of finishing potential there is very, 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 very scary for me. And I feel like if he can't finish Ivan Urslan here, this might be a problem. I think Urslan's dangerous. I think he's gonna fight. And if Sterling can't finish this dude, I mean, it's no bueno. I think Urslan could fuck him up. One thing I do want to say, we have to be careful though. Sterling is on steroids. The amount of acne this dude has on his face is just obscene.
It's just acne on the face that gets, bro. That could be freaking eczema, bro. Come on.
No, bro. This is
you too quick with the steroids.
This fucker's on steroids. Okay, get over it.
Anyways,
I think
that's your pick. Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go Urslan, just because I haven't seen Sterling in a proper fight yet. I don't feel so.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Urslan. Fuck it. Why not? Not a lot of confidence, zero confidence to be honest, but the line is off, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, it could be a little wide, but I did do a lot of tape on Sterling, and I just feel like he is like just the prototypical freaking city kickboxer guy. Like he doesn't overextend himself on the feet. He pretty much fights within himself and stays, in an upright stance, but uses all his weapons really well. Doesn't rush to close the distance, but he's accurate with his strikes. And then, like every city kickboxing guy he has good takedown defense, reliable takedown defense. I don't think you have to worry about Urslan, dominating this fight on the ground by any aspect. And I mean, he's never really done that to anybody, has he? I mean, yeah, only one win by sub. He's not a guy that's looking to take the fight to the ground. He's pretty much a brawler, and that's what you'll see, in the record, split decision with Ion Cutelaba. Decent competition there, but I mean, before that, Bogdan, Nico, Rafa, I can't pronounce these guys because they're not even in the UFC. That was his only fight. And I just think that, yeah, Navajo Sterling is the much more polished guy. So I got to pick him. I do think that there is a chance that we could see a crazy split decision where Urslan just puts it on him at the end if Sterling's cardio is not what we hope. But I do think that he is the more sharp MMA fighter. He should be able to get this one done.
Yeah, I mean, I get there's a reason he's a big favorite. I just wasn't impressive whatsoever in his last one, so we'll see. All right, let's move on.
You just mentioned this guy, Iwan.
Yeah.
The Hulk. Let me call him by his nickname.
By the way, announced Calvin Cater, Steve Garcia, July 12th. It's a good one.
That is a good one. Steve is always. That's
I
a
think,
great fight, actually.
I think Steve wins. I think Steve wins.
Yeah.
This line is kind of weird. Modestus Eon. Eon is I mean, it's even, but I can get Eon at plus 100 on Bovada. I think this line is off. I think Eon's got really, really good wrestling and grappling, and I think Modestus just isn't all that good. He got viciously knocked out by Petrino. He arguably lost to Zach Bauga, which is a horrible
Yeah.
win. Beat Pedro, but Pedro just like gassed the fuck out. It was a weird fight. Submitted Prochnio. I mean, that was just such a weird fight, but gets the sub in round 3 because Prochnio was 0 ground game. Then the Korekia fight just knocks out a guy who's just ass. He's ass. Korekia is one of the worst fighters we've seen in that division. Kutalaba, I think, is legit ground game. I really do. And I just wish he would use it more. Wins a split against Ivan Ursulan, the man we just talked about. Lost to Felipe Lins. Close fight, UFC 299. I was there in Miami. KOs Tanner Bozer as he should. Knocked out by Kennedy. Weird fight. I think Ion Kutalaba probably wins this fight, honestly. I just think he can – I think he's just better. I just think he's better than Modestus. I think Modestus can maybe hurt Ion, but I think Ion just has more paths to victory here. I just want to check something on Modestus really quick. He's got a 71% takedown defense, and he did get taken down by Zach Pauga, which is,
Yeah, the level of competition is a little misleading there.
We haven't seen somebody really try to shoot takedowns on this dude, and I think Ion can. If Ion wrestles here, I think he could probably win. I think this is one of the best fighters. I think Ion's probably the best fighter Bukauskas has fought outside of like Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, I think Ion can win this one. I think he should be a slight favorite here. I think the line is a tad bit off.
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually do think that he is the better overall fighter. And I was surprised when I first took a look at the line too. I was surprised that he wasn't the slight favorite. I would probably price him around minus 125, 130 in this one, to be honest with you. Yeah, I look at the resume of Bukauskas. I just think that Iwan is much closer to the Mikhail Oleksiejczyk's, the Jimmy Crute, the Johnny Walker of the world. Like, actually, no, he's never fought Johnny Walker. But those two, like, I think even Vitor Petrino you can compare, because like Iwan, the thing with him is you just never know where his head is at in some of these fights and what he's really aiming to do. Sometimes he's trying to entertain the fans and he goes all out and just, loses any sense of MMA fundamentals. So when that happens, he tends to put himself in dangerous positions. But I don't really look at Bukauskas and think to myself, this guy is he is dangerous because of the variety in his strikes, but I don't really consider him a fight finisher. Like even the win against Prochnio, I think we both called that one. That was a bad line there. And then Sakura, like, okay, it's Rafael Sakura. Like, I don't know. I just think that Iwan Kutalaba is much better than the recent level of competition that he's faced. And we've seen when he's kind of taken that next step up the division and fought the Oleksiejczyks and the Roundtrees, like he's tend to not do as well. So I do think that Iwan is in a good spot here. And he impressed me in his last fight against Ibo Aslan. I did not pick him. I picked Ibo to knock him out, just thinking that Iwan would be stupid and engage in a fisticuffs battle, and he didn't, and he was smart. So yeah, I'm gonna trust him to do that, stick to the right game plan, and win against Modestus Bukauskas.
Yeah. Fight Capital saying Kutalaba fight feels like it's such a pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean, every single one.
Because neither of them. Oh, my cat just walked in. What's good, Rob? Neither of them have really done anything against anybody of note as of recent. I mean, I guess the Ibo Ursulan win wasn't that bad for Kutalaba. I just think this is maybe a slight step down for Ion. I think Ursulan's better. I don't want to get into the whole MMA math shit. I just think the line's a tad bit off. I think Ion should be a slight favorite. I'll probably bet him at this number plus 100. I think is kind of nuts. All right, enough yap. Let's move on. This fight. Jessica Andrade, Jasmine Jasdavicius. This line is wrong. Jasdavicius minus 300 is just wrong. She should not be that big of a favorite. I guess she beat Mayra Bueno Silva. She beat Lipsky. She beat Klein. That Klein one was pretty good. I think Klein's solid. I mean, she's on a 4-fight winning streak, but like Andrade, I don't feel is like I don't feel there was a point in the last few years where I felt like Andrade was washed, but she goes out there, she beats Rodriguez. It was a close fight, but she beats her. The fight against Mackenzie Dern was a really good win for her. I just don't know if she's able to stuff the takedowns. I think on the feet she wins this. I don't think Jasmine's the best striker. I think the power will just push right through her jab and her teep, and I don't know. It's up to will Andrade be able to stuff the takedowns? First of all, I think this line is probably off. I think Andrade's a very tough person to submit. I know Suarez got her, but Suarez has an extremely good squeeze. Same with Blanchfield. I don't think Jazz Vicious is really on that level yet. I think Andrade. I'm gonna pick Jazz Vicious. I think she probably will win a 29-28 here, but on the feet, I mean, I think it's not really close. And Andrade 75% takedown defense. I think there's a chance she can keep it up. I'll go Jazz Vicious though, just younger and fight years. She's actually 36, 3 years older. But we know Andrade has gotten the shit beaten out of her in the past. It's a weird one. I'm gonna go Jazz Vicious, no confidence. Thinking about betting Andrade here.
I gotta pick. Excuse me, Jazz Vicious in this one. Because like she is older in fight years, Andrade, and she has maintained like a steady level of competition throughout the later years. Like she's been fighting good competition still. Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern, Natalia Silva, these type of girls, and she's holding her own. And yes, she's only been subbed by Suarez and who was the other one? Remind me. Blanchfield. But I do think that Jazz Vicious, in terms of like stature and like frame, I think is more comparable to those ladies. And I think that she probably will be able to score takedowns on Andrade. I know she does have a 72% career takedown defense percentage, but I mean, I think a lot of that heavy lifting is from the earlier part of her career where she was mostly facing strikers. And these, like, at this point, Jazz Vicious doesn't want to, even on the feet, I actually don't think it'll be too big of a favor in Andrade's side because the physical advantages for Jazz Vicious, he has a 6-inch reach advantage and a 6-inch height advantage in this matchup. And I mean, not to say that Andrade hasn't seen that before, because she has. I mean, she's seen Marina Rodriguez, who's pretty much the same. But just that on top of the fact that I think Jazz Vicious is a much more physical fighter, and she can probably clinch her up whenever she wants. Just make it ugly for Andrade, annoy her, put her against the fence, and just do a bunch of that stuff. So I do think that she'll kind of just muck this fight up, make it dirty, and try to just wear on her, and I think she will have success. So I'm going to take Jazz Vicious, and the crowd will be behind her for sure. So all these Canadians, I feel like they're usually, they try to put them in good spots. It's up to them to hold their own, and sometimes they don't. We'll talk about one in the next fight, but I do think that Jasmine will get it done.
Yeah, I don't really got anything else to say. Close fight in my eyes, though. Malat Radke. This line is just wrong. I bet Radke already, and seems like I beat the line now that I checked. I think, what did I bet him at? I got Radke at...
I saw like plus 180. What is he?
I got him at plus 200 2 days ago. He's now plus 160. So I beat the line there, and yeah, I think Radke wins outright, to be honest. I think Malat's pretty shit. Got exposed by Magny, and then just fights Giles, who was coming off getting brutally knocked out, and Giles had every chance to win that fight, and he just, let Malat just outpoint him. It was very, very weird performance. I think Radke's just a better fighter. He lost to Carlos Prates. No shame in that, obviously. Outside of that, I mean, he's fought shit competition. He's beat shit competition, but Mike Mateta. They took not Blood Diamond, Mike Mateta. But I still just think he's better. I think Radke's just a little bit better everywhere, maybe except like submission game. The only thing I'm kind of concerned here is the cardio Radke does. They both slow down, but
yeah, they both slow down a lot.
But I just think Radke, he's not going to be scared to come forward here, unlike Trevin Giles, and swing. And I think Malat's hittable, and I think Radke can win. And I think this line is very off. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. By the way, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I agree actually though with the breakdown. I do think that Malat, I mean, what we saw against Neil Magny was just embarrassing, really. I mean, for him to be, he was a huge favorite nonetheless, but the whole crowd was behind him because the UFC was actually trying to market him as like, one of the next big Canadian stars. And Neil Magny at, that time, I mean, it's only, the beginning of 2024, but he was still looked at as decent competition, a decent gatekeeper for the division. And, he's been that guy. I mean, look at the guys who are beating him: Gary, Morales, and Prates, two guys that are now, in the top 5 of the division. So he is still that gatekeeper. But to see Mike Malott fail epically, that is Neil Magny's last win. To see that happen was very, very shocking. And yeah, he just completely gassed out, and completely just could not really just be any sort of force against Neil Magny. This is somebody that gives up, dominant positions to basically everybody. He is held against the fence by basically everybody. You expected Mike Malott to be able to do any of that, and he wasn't. And that was really not a good look. So I was not impressed with that. And now you're taking on Charles Radke as just somebody that hits really, really hard. And like Lucas was saying, not afraid to come forward, not afraid to engage. And he'll bring the fight to Mike Malott if he doesn't bring it to him. So I do think that this line is a bit off. To see Charles Radke at, plus 200 to open, but now plus 160. I think there's still a lot of value on the Radke side. So, I mean, personally, I think that's worth a little shot. But as far as who I'm picking, the only thing that concerns me on the Radke side and why I wouldn't be even more confident is just because of who he's fought. I mean, Semmelsberger being his best win, that's another guy that, kind of is getting up there in age, is willing always to engage in fights, and also has only won one of his last 5-6 fights now. So yeah, I mean, he's not a good win to have, and that is probably one of his better wins, looking at Radke's resume. Gilbert Urbina, another guy that was on the Ultimate Fighter, never really amounted it to anything. Blood Diamond, as we were saying, city kickboxing guy, Mike Mathetha, not really a good win. So actually, shit, man, because I do think that Mike Malott technically is the better fighter, but he has to worry about the power and he has to worry about the output. But he's been in this spot before. He's been in this exact spot and he failed like epically. So I feel like the only way to, atone for that is just by, getting your shit together and showing up for somebody that really is unproven as him. So yeah, you know what? I'm switching my pick. I don't know. I think there is still value on Radke. Don't get me wrong. And this is not a lot of confidence, but I'm going to pick Mike Malott to just, get some revenge, bro. You got to make up for that horrible showing that he gave the Canadian fans last time out. So
You fought
anything better than that.
You fought Giles last time in front of Canada crowd, right?
Huh?
He fought Giles last time in front of a Canadian crowd, correct?
That too, and then he fought Magny in Canada too. So every fight of his is in Canada. So I don't really know. I think this is a good spot to just I don't know, man. This is tough. This is a tough one, but I'll say Mike Malott edges it out. But I definitely think that there's a lot of value on Radke still, if you can get that, because I think the price will keep going up.
Yeah, I think Radke wins, and yeah, I think the line is wide. FBA saying, don't know if y'all know, but Walker Ribeiro was in. Walker's rumored to main event versus Zhang later. That's a horrible main event, but I think Khanov will destroy Ribeiro badly.
Yeah, Ribeiro's shit, bro. Ribeiro's horrible.
Having Eblem number 1 is pathetic. Eblem number, I don't know what you're talking about. It feels like this lie is only based on the line. It's only based on the location. Yeah, maybe. Does seem like it's very off. Maybe the judges, maybe there'll be a little bit of home cooking. With the judge. All right, let's move on. Next one. This one is funny as fuck.
They couldn't get anybody else, bro.
They could have, but I mean,
yeah. Well, he didn't want to fight. Gamrot, was it? They offered him, and he said no.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was up with that. This is a fight that I think Benoit Saint Denis probably steamrolls this dude. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. This guy Prepelic sucks. He was in the UFC. He was shit. He's on the regional scene. He's winning, but against, my left nutsack. I think BSD wins, destroys him.
Yeah, I mean, he's due for a win. He needs a win, and this is literally the perfect get back spot. They gave him somebody that's a layup. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else to say. Last 2 losses were, unfortunate for him. The Moicano one was a weird one, doctor stoppage, and he was building.
I thought if they didn't stop that fight,
I'd build momentum.
I'm convinced.
Momentum. So yeah, I just think, I mean, there's nothing much to say. BSD by whatever the hell he wants. That's all.
What do you guys want as the 317 main event? Topuria Makhachev. That's what I want.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Please.
I genuinely believe that Topuria can win that fight. So that's what I want.
Mm-hmm. That would just be. I think they are the 2 best pound for pound fighters right now, in my opinion. those two.
UFC sold this one. Rebecca wanted to step in. I think Gamrot also wanted to step in.
That would have been a good one though. Rebecca versus Saint Denis. That would have been pretty. I think Saint Denis still would have won, but that would have been better than this shit.
All right, next fight. Alexa Grasso, Natalia Silva. Yeah, this is another one that's probably pretty obvious to me. I think I'm gonna go Natalia Silva. It's crazy because Silva's a minus 240 against a fighter who just had the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what the fuck happened with Grasso in that fight against Valentina? It was just so odd. I think that Silva is just the better striker and probably the better. I don't know if she's better on the ground, but
I think she might be.
I think this fight will stay on the feet, and just her jab is just disgusting. Stay on the outside and beat the shit out of Grasso. She looked really good against Andrade. I think this is a future champion, probably within the next year. It's Natalia Silva, not that much to say. Don't know if I'll watch this fight or not because it's,
Yeah. Yeah, no, Natalia Silva should win this. She is just, like you said, better everywhere. The striking is on a different level. I think Grasso is just too stuck in her ways as a old school boxer. She's a boxer. That's all she does. She doesn't really kick too much. She can't really defend kicks. She can't really, defend the jab because her hands are so close to her face. I'm not a fan of Grasso's style of fighting. Of course, she's a warrior and she's a former champ, so you gotta respect it. But talent-wise, man, Natalia Silva has her pretty much everywhere, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think she's a very, very nice parlay piece this week, Natalia Silva, money line.
Boom. The fighter they gave Saint-Denis is pathetic, but I'm happy to see BSD get a lap. Yeah, BSD is one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC. Again, I believe he would have came back in that fucking fight against Moicano. Did I have a bet on BSD, and is that why I'm saying that? Maybe, but I also, he was low-key, started doing things.
Sometimes that was a crazy fight, man. Sometimes
this dude just needs to get clocked to wake up. I think BSD is going to fuck him up, and I think Silva probably wins this one. All right, feature fight, Jose Aldo, Ayman Zahabi. Aldo is going to win this fight. They're pretty confident in it as well. What's the line? Minus 212 on Bet Online. I'm genuinely considering betting him at juice here, just because Zahabi he beat Munoz with his gay little jab and his teeth. He beat Basharat, which was a solid win, but I mean, I just think this is a massive step up. Aldo, I think, beat Batista. Aldo beat Martinez, lost the champion. In my eyes, the champ is his only loss in the last 5 years. I think Aldo, I just think he's way too quick twitched here for Zahabi. I don't think Zahabi tries to wrestle here. He won't get takedowns if he does. I think Aldo knows what he has to do. I mean, his back has to feel like it's against the wall. I mean, everyone's rooting for him after he got fucked over in that loss. I think this is a fight that is very disrespectful towards Aldo. They should be giving him names and names only. The fact that he's getting Batista and Zahabi back to back is just, I don't like it at all. But I think he wins this fight. I think he's, even at 38, is just much better than Zahabi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that the Aldo that showed up against Jonathan Martinez is the one that we got. And not to say that the Bautista one was his fault. It was just Mario just being very, very weird, hugging him for 15 minutes. It was horrible. But yeah, you're right to say that, his only concrete loss in the last couple of years was Merab. So no shame in that. The Ayman Zahabi, he's just such a weird fighter. How do you even judge this guy? Because he's so low volume. He barely throws, but then he's beating these guys that, Orichi Lang is not a bad name. Tercios, not a terrible name. Basharat, not a terrible name. And then Munoz, he's not actually beating the worst competition, but it's just the way he's doing it is so underwhelming. It's not impressive at all. But I really do. I see a striker's fight here. I don't think either of these guys are going to try to take this fight to the ground. Zahabi doesn't even like to wrestle. He doesn't like to. I mean, he has 3 wins by sub, but none recently at all. Aldo is not looking to wrestle at this point in his career at all. So both these guys are just going to strike in it. I really don't know, because Zahabi has a 72% striking defense. And it's largely due to the fact that he doesn't engage. But when he does, engage, he does have a decent, kind of Philly shell defense, and he defends leg kicks. But Aldo doesn't even throw the leg kicks anymore as much. I do think that the volume should favor Jose Aldo, and just based on that, he should be able to get a decision. But I don't know.
No way you pick fucking Zahabi.
That's the thing. It's I can't go and just pick Ayman Zahabi. I just think that it could be closer than he is mid. He's mid. And Aldo should win again, but it's just the way he fights is like so annoying that I could just see a very low volume fight. And then where maybe, you know, one punch of Zahabi gets through and causes a scene. I don't know. I do think Aldo should win, and I'm going to pick him. So let me just shut up. But I don't know. This one it just gives me weird vibes. That's all I'll say.
Zahabi's not going to be able to land that big punch on Aldo, bro.
Yeah, he's never been able to, right? So I don't know why I would. It's just because like he is so low volume. It's like he's not even throwing at times. He's just like waiting for his opponent to miss and then like throwing, yeah, like you said, that one jab, and then it's just a weird style. But Aldo also, like, as his career's gone on, you can't, you know, tell me that the volume hasn't declined. The leg kicks are not coming as much, you know, the hand speed is maybe, you know, not what it was, but I don't know. I still think he's more technical, he's more skilled, he's better everywhere, so he should win.
Yeah, I just think Aldo's too talented for Zahabi, even at this age. All right, let's move on. Co-main, Shevchenko Fioro. Just make sure I didn't. Okay, this is a fight in which I do think that Fioro wins. I just think that Shevchenko won't be able to get her down. Like, I just don't think Shevchenko is strong enough at all at this age. And on the feet, I just think Fioro has too much power. It comes down to physicality in my eyes. And I think Fioro is way too physical in this one. Damn, that Blanchfield fight was her last one. Wow. Got the win there. Dominated. I mean, looked incredible. Absolutely dominates Erin Blanchfield. Didn't get taken down, which was a great look. On the feet, I think Fioro can also do some damage here. I really do. Similar tales of the tape, but I feel like it's going to be tough for Shevchenko to hit Fioro in this one. Yeah, I'm just impressed with Fioro recently. The fight against Rose was very close, but she did get it done. And then I just think she's more physical. I know Shevchenko looked oddly good in that Grasso fight. I did not think she was going to win that fight actually at all. And she just like, I don't even know what the fuck happened in that one, but I think Fioro gets this one done. I do. Yeah, just I don't see Shevchenko being able to inflict damage on Fioro in this one, and I think Fioro can do the exact opposite to Shevchenko. So I'll go Fioro. I don't know if I'm going to bet it yet. What's the line? -139. Maybe. I probably lined it around -150, so maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tougher for me just because like it's so weird to see both of these former champs as like, you know, concrete, you know, unanimous underdogs against these up and comers. And I understand why. I do understand, especially against you know, for the Silva Grasso case. But this one, yeah, I understand completely why Fiora is the favorite. I mean, she's the frame and the momentum that she's built, the name she's beating, and how good she's looked. It all makes sense. I mean, the Rose fight, I was pretty impressed. I just thought, you know, maybe coming in there, new weight class, Rose might have a good chance, and she did have a good chance, but still, Fiora did impress me. I mean, she ate some good shots, and still, I mean, she threw a lot heavier shots in return, and that's the problem here that I see is like, is Valentina going to be able to get past Fiora's takedown defense? Is she going to be able to? I mean, she has like damn near 70% takedown defense, Fiora, so it's tough to see. But at the same time, I do think that the way Valentina gets fights to the ground is a lot different than somebody like Erin Blanchfield, who I'm very disappointed in as a New Jerseyan. You know, not that I was rooting for her or anything, but like that was a very underwhelming performance from her. She didn't really look like she had a game plan, and if the game plan was to take her down, 3 attempts is not enough. And the way she does go for takedowns is like she can't really set them up because Blanchfield doesn't have hands to set up the takedown. Rose Namajunas was never really going to take Fioro down. It was really a striking fight throughout. But Valentina, she gets fights to the ground in different ways. She'll trip you. She'll use judo throws. She'll use, you know, the clinch and then get to the back in the clinch and drag you down. Like she has very advanced grappling. And I do think that we can see that in this fight because that was what she did against Grasso. She didn't look like she wanted to be on the feet with Grasso at all. And that was pretty surprising to me because I thought, you know, Grasso had success on the ground against Valentina the first time. But Valentina was like, yeah, that was a fluke and a half. I'm going to show you how a real, you know, top tier MMA artist does it. And she did it. Like she really went out there and out grappled her for the entire time. And so I do have a little more faith in her ability to, in a 5-round fight where I don't think she's going to get finished. Like, I don't think Fioro is going to finish her. I really don't. So I think, you know, when the champion spirit is going to come through eventually, the coach will get in her ear and she will have a round or two where she has Fiorot down. And if she's able to catch her in a submission, hey man, you never know. So I think I'm just gonna lean Shevchenko just because I bet against her, excuse me, in this spot, before. And even the Tyler Santos fight, I thought she lost that one, right? But again, that was not a Manon Fiorot who's gonna look to stand and doesn't really have a proven ground game. So there's a path here for Valentina if she can grapple. So I'm gonna just pick that over Fiorot striking. But I don't know. This is gonna be a crazy main event or co-main event.
A crazy co-main event.
I mean, unless, what do you think? What is your?
I think it fucking sucks. I think it's fucking shit.
As far as female fights, you're not gonna get the much better than this. What? How is this terrible?
It doesn't mean it's gonna be a sick main event or co-main event or like. I think it's gonna be.
I don't know what I said, but listen.
I think it's gonna be very, very low volume.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll be low volume. What are they gonna do? Because I mean, Fiorot is not a low volume fighter.
Yes, she is.
I mean, not against Rose Namajunas, she wasn't.
I mean, I guess.
And that was, and I don't know. I just think, with the belt on the line, you got to really take it to the champ, right? And I don't think she's going to be comfortable with going to a decision that's up in the air in the judges' hands. And she has the striking, the power to be able to definitely intimidate Valentina. So if that forces the ground game, then we could definitely see a scrap. And Valentina has some crazy, I know this is an old Valentina, so it's tough to gauge with the age gap here and the momentum, but I don't know. I was very impressed with Valentina's last performance. So we'll see. It is a weird one. It's a weird one to call. Definitely tough to pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fiorot. I just think she's gonna be just too big. Just too big.
Yeah.
Right. Main event time, folks. Belal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a clash of weird styles, and yeah, I think it's a great fight. And I'm gonna pick Jack Della Maddalena in this one. And I first of all, everyone's talking about that Gilbert Burns fight. Not only did JDM break his arm in the first or second round, but that was a very close fight. Take the refs away. I thought JDM won round one pretty clearly, to be honest. I thought Burns, probably took round two, hit him with just the power shots were just too powerful. And then round three, I also thought JDM was winning, got taken down, but gets up and knocks him out with a broken arm as well. I think 5 rounds of having JDM in front of you, even if Belal is able to get him down a few times early, I just think 25 minutes of a guy so dangerous in front of you, I think is a real problem. I also think JDM's pretty damn good on the mat. We saw him submit Randy Brown with a rear naked choke. And we saw him hold his own against Burns with a broken arm. Burns is a guy who's one of the best BJJ artists we've ever seen in the sport. So I think that when it comes to being credentialed, not like getting subs, but, very, very credentialed guy when it comes to BJJ, I think on the feet, I think JDM will fight. The difference between JDM and Leon, Bilal's last fight, is Leon, he's too lackadaisical. JDM will bring the fucking fight to Belal, and he won't really step backwards, if we're being honest. I think if JDM just goes forward, which he will, and brings the fight to him, even if he gets taken down early, I think he can get up and just, in my eyes, he has the best boxing in the UFC. He's not the fastest puncher whatsoever, actually, but just his shot placement is just ridiculous. It's off the charts, and I think he has all the finishing potential in this one. I think he's only improving everywhere. He's 28. Belal's about to be 37. 37 on a lot of steroids. It's going to affect you pretty soon. But I do think JDM. I genuinely believe he will win this fight, and I'll just give it to you guys right now. For those that aren't in the Discord, I bet him 2 months ago at plus 200, and I just added on at plus 182 2 days ago. I was confident in him 2 months ago, and I still think he gets it done. I think he's legit, and I think he might be the best welterweight on the planet.
That division, man, that division is just like, what do you make of the welterweight division right now? I have no idea, because it just is like just one big jumble of all this kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I really have not been too impressed with either of these guys. Belal, I understand. He's worked his way here. Remember the name. He's done it the hard way. But I mean, the resume is just wash fighter after wash fighter. I apologize, but Damian Maia in 2021 was not that really special of a win. Unanimous decision. He out wrestled him. Congrats. You out wrestled Stephen Thompson in 2021, another person that was on his way out. No wrestling whatsoever. Not that impressed. I'm sorry. Vicente Luque, I think that was the most impressed I've been because I did think that he looked better on the feet in that one than I expected him to. So congrats about that. And then he knocked out Sean Brady. You know, Sean Brady looked good against Leon, but again, Leon is the benchmark for a lot of these guys. And I'm like, I am a big Leon guy, but I can't disagree with Lucas, who always calls him overrated. Man, he is a little overrated just because of the knockout. He really doesn't show a lot against these guys that in my mind, I think he's more talented than. So, another unanimous decision win against Leon. He hugged him the whole time, and at the end of the fight, he kind of got himself in a little trouble. It was just a weird one, and I just don't know what to make of Della Maddalena's takedown defense. Like we saw against, Basil Hafez, all those fights ago, still 2023, not too long ago, but he was taken down pretty easily. The Kevin Holland one, that was a weird one. Obviously,
let me interrupt you. Let's address the Basil Hafez fight, right? First of all, he kept making that dumb mistake of pulling guillotine. I think he's learned from that. I think he could have defended every one of those takedowns if he decided to properly defend the takedowns. And keep in mind, he also cut weight twice. I think he had a fight scheduled the week before. And so he cut weight twice, back-to-back cards. And he looked good. His chin is fucking granite, and he still looked really good. And I thought he won that fight clearly. I do not think that fight was a split decision at all. But keep going. FBS and Burns 107 takedowns. It's scary.
That's what I'm looking at right now, FBA. I'm looking at that right now. The 7 takedowns by Gilbert Burns. What the fuck?
He had a broken fucking
I know. That's the asterisk, right? That's the asterisk. But again, yes. Okay, yes. It's just that's what he's training for, right? In my mind, all he's got to worry about is the takedown because he knows and we know that on the feet, it's a wash. He should be able to piece Bilal up on the feet because he, like you said, is one of the most accurate boxers in the division. He doesn't throw too many kicks. He doesn't throw it a lot of volume, but he throws to land and he throws to inflict damage. I like that. It's just about the takedown defense. If he can keep this one standing, man, I'm with you. And I think I am leaning Jack Della because I'm always been on the Bilal is a little overrated train, man. And I do think that, Jack Della Maddalena, his resume is more not impressive. It's not more impressive, but it does show a range of opponents. He's faced some guys that are going to bring different styles. He's faced, guys that you would think would give him a trouble on the feet, like Randy Brown, and he had no problem. And he did the right thing, like you said, turn that into a grappling fight and got the submission win. So he's shown some levels to his ground game before. I do think that he stands a really good chance in this fight. A lot of people are thinking that Bilal could be a perennial guy, but again, 37 years old. It's tough to see. It's tough to see him maintaining that level of cardio for 5 rounds against somebody who is a lot younger and has faced a lot of the same situations. So I am gonna pick Jack Della Maddalena. I'm with you. I was arguing with a few people about this before, and it's just we go back to the same thing. Like if he doesn't have any improvements in the takedown defense department, then this is going to be a wash in the other direction. But I think either way, both of these guys have potential to dominate the other. So I'm just going to trust that Jack has made a lot of improvement. But this division is just crazy because, look, the winner of this fight should probably fight who? Like Shavkat?
It's probably Islam next, to be honest.
Okay, well, that would make things a lot more interesting than they are because
there's so many guys at the top that think they deserve title shots.
That's what I'm saying, but then they all have their own little flaws. Like Shavkat, he's always injured. Ian Gary, he's looked better against Prates, but even the end of that fight was questionable. Prates has no takedown defense. This guy has no striking. Jack Della Maddalena, there's questions. There's a lot of questions. Usman and freaking Buckley are lingering. That matchup is fun as hell. It's just a weird-ass division. It's been like this for years now, but I think that Jack Della Maddalena could definitely get it done. And I'm just going to lean the underdog, man. I just maybe a little bit of bias. I want him to win, so I'm going to pick him, and I think he has a good chance to.
I don't care who wins this fight. If Bilal wins, then we'll see Makhachev Topuria, but I genuinely believe that JDM gets this one done. It's a clash of styles, and I'm really looking forward to it. Give me the dog, though. JDM. That's all we got today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any final words, Rohan?
Not really, man. Just enjoy this card. I'll see you soon. So looking forward to that. And maybe a parlay stream later this week if we can fit that in somewhere. Be on the lookout for that. more content, you know where to find us. Instagram, Discord, join the Discord. We've been hot. We're cooking all year. We're already May. I know we haven't really had a down month yet, right? So we're cooking, man. So join up if you haven't. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. We'll talk soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Let's go JDM. Hopefully he gets it done. I think he can. But for now, it's been Lucas and Rohan. I forget the fucking outro music as always. Although I've been pretty good with it.
You've been improving.
I've been improving. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you for the parlay stream either Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Most likely Thursday. Yeah, it's going to have to be Thursday. We got Friday's game. Yeah, so Thursday. We'll see you on Thursday for another one of these. Everything, as Rohan said, link is below this live stream. But for now, thank you guys very much.